Shalom, shalom, peace to the family, peace to the family. Yes, sir, indeed. This is your brother. One more time right here, Brother Mori Aria Israel for Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, sir, indeed. All praises, all glory to the creator of the heavens and the earth. Yes, sir. In the Hebrew, we might say Yahweh, Yahuwah, various ways we pronounce the creator's name and the Hebrew language of the Hebrew tongue. Yes, sir, indeed. All praises due. But I just come in here today and just tell you, first of all, I got to say thank you, brothers and sisters who've been tuning in to the channel and things of this nature, have been tuning in to the channel. And those of you who've been subscribing to the channel, really do appreciate you as well. Like I said, it's just a message. It's just a message about the message and not the messenger. Not about me right here, and not our good brother Moray David Israel, who holds down the other channel, the podcast channel that you can catch on iHeart, Apple Podcasting Store, and the various podcasting sites for Liberation Tabernacle of Yah, as I hold it down right here for the YouTube channel. But today I just want to come in here, and this is not, to throw no shots at anybody or nothing like that, or even degrade anybody. It doesn't. All of these things that I really just talk about is to really help, and maybe put thought on our minds to make us better as a people and as a person. Right? This is all my messages is all about education and provoking thought. That's it, y'all. That's it. It ain't to throw shots at nobody, degrade anybody, right? So don't get it wrong and how I might present things, right? But anyway, so I want to say here, man, today, brothers and sisters, that it seemed to be sometime that some, and not all, y'all, it's sometimes that at certain Bible, and I'm gonna say it like this, Bible believers seen sometimes can be so narrow-minded and closed-minded. Yeah, sometimes Bible believers subscribe to the Bible, subscribe to whatever, they can be so narrow-minded and closed-minded. Some people are, and the reason I'm saying is because, like, certain messages, like I was saying on other videos, and I was talking about other cultures and things of this nature in the past. You have to study and understand that time and those cultures that was in the past that was dealing with around the Israelites, right? At that time, just like we have to understand the different cultures and nations of our time, and know something about some of these other nations and things of this nature. So you just can't, like, for instance, you just can't be calling everybody and saying these people, like, if just say, for instance, it's talking about Egypt in the Bible, or Kemet, as our brothers and sisters would say. You're talking about them and might call them idolaters, but you don't know anything about, have you never studied anything about their culture and their civilization and about their spiritual systems or traditions? I mean, how do you know they was idolaters? Because if you just read one thing that's in the Bible, what it said in the Bible, I know, and that's the thing. I know we're told to believe the word of the Most High, believe what's written in the Bible, but y'all don't know it. But see, you got to be honest with yourself. People have edited and taken things and twisted things because y'all say the church. Now I'm talking about Israelite. Y'all say the church have twisted things from the Bible, but actually, a lot of people have done certain things of that nature. So I'm not telling you not to believe the Bible. That's, y'all know better than that. I'm not telling you don't believe it, but you have to know that you have to study, man. You have to truly study and research. So how do you know that these people were truly idolaters? You don't know nothing about it. I remember brother told me this long time ago, when I used to practice Islam, and I was, and I seen the brother. He was a Muslim though. He was studying. I just see him studying different history books, and he was studying Buddhism. He was studying, he reading on Buddhism, and I see him reading on this, that, and another. And I asked the brother, I like, hey brother, I said, I know you Muslim. Why you reading on about all these other religions and things of this nature? He's like, well, how can you tell another person that what they believe in is wrong if you know nothing about their religion and what they believe in? And that really always stuck with me. And it's right. Because I always, I used to see the brothers at that time, I was, locked down in that time. And I used to see the Muslim brothers, the brother from the Nation of Islam, always battling with the Christians. Same thing we always see now with the Israelite camps and stuff, battling with the Christian church. And it's like, if you can't, how can you tell another man or woman what they believe in is wrong when you know nothing about what they believe in, right? That's why I said in one of the, there's some people know more about what you believe in than some of you do out there, because some of y'all don't study enough about what you believe in. You don't know the history about how the canonization of the Tanakh or the Bible came into be. You don't know the history and the backdrop of that. There's a lot of things that goes with all of this. Who were the real scribes and things of this nature? Who was the scribe of Jeremiah? Who was really the one who was writing, the scribe that was writing the book of Jeremiah? I mean, just several things that we have to know and deal with, and have to know what was truly going on in that timeline with the ancient Israelites. See, it's one thing you just reading what's in the Bible, but there's more to the story there's what you're reading in the Bible, right? Because the Bible, that's why I said the Bible is not a world history book. It does not tell you about every nation that existed or around at that time. It does not go into detail about other cultures and other nations and tribes that was in existence at that time. Because everybody might have said that everybody's stuff was everybody was idolatrous. I mean, you know what I mean? So it just, man, we got to stop being so damn closed-minded, man. Just because we said we read the Bible, we study the Bible, and say I believe in it. I do too. Y'all know I stand on the teachings of the Tanakh. But I'm not closed-minded. I'm not narrow-minded. I can't close my eye. I am a student for learning. I have to understand. I'm gonna read ancient history. I have to understand what was going on in their day and their time. How did they come to believe in the certain things they did? That's why I'm saying, when they did with the God concept, there were several different people had different concepts of what to believe. Because there were many people who believed in the Most High, right? Now, they may, what y'all might call them idolaters, and they may been what you call them polytheists, and all of it. They believe in many gods. But if you get down to the history, get down to it, and you start studying all of these different cultures and nations, everybody say that all of them believe that there was one God. I mean, there was a supreme being. They might say a supreme being, right? A higher being. But they might broke it down to, and broke this thing down like to several different gods. Like the wind might have been a god to them, but they always believe in some higher power. But even though they might have 100 different other things that they subscribed as a god to, like I said, the wind, the air, the wind, the rain, lightning and thunder, all that. But I'm just saying, it's different concepts. People had different concepts of who and what the creator were. I'm not telling y'all we have to believe these things. I'm just trying to show you history and how things even go. Like people, how it came to be that people believed in something outside of themselves. Because some people tell y'all, God, ain't no such thing as God, man-made God, God is in you and all that. But we see from studying, if I study, I'm just telling y'all what I study, and I get an understanding that mankind, and view mankind and woman, when I say mankind, I'm talking about woman too, that they believed in something that was outside of themselves, something that was in control of the stars, the moon, and all of these things, these functions of the planet. Man was not in control. Something had these things to keep law and kept them in order. And man, like something to wake us up, because we can't control everything about it. We can't stop ourselves from dying. You know what I'm saying? If you could, you can walk out in front of a bus and you can stop yourself from that bus to hit you and you won't die. Can you control yourself from stop dying? If something like that happened, don't try it, y'all. Don't try it. Don't try it. I'm just saying. So there's things, man always knew that something, whether the concept is different from the Israelite tradition, but mankind have always knew that there was something higher than themselves. And so they had different ways of expressing and giving expression and having concepts of what the creator were. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all, man. It's just studying history. But so the Israelite tradition is just one of the tradition, and it's one of the things I would say that the greatest, because like we see now, right? And how at times, because things weren't always the same. Even in Israelite tradition wasn't always the same, because they practice idolatry too. They did a lot of idolatry. And there were certain times that when, and it's like they say, seeing is believing, there were certain times that they may had, because Abraham, you remember, go back to Abraham, they worshiped things with artifacts. They had artifacts that express, because they said seeing is believing. So they might have statues and monuments of what the creator were to represent the creator and all of this type of stuff, right? Because even in Islam, in pre-Islamic times, they used to worship, you know, they had these statues of Allah and Allah and all of these different things. But now you can see how things have changed, and even Israelite tradition, that we say, well, we worship an unseen God. We can't see him. It ain't nobody you can feel, touch, and all of this type of thing. That's why kind of in Christianity goes and say, well, Jesus came, God came in the likeness of Jesus, and Jesus is God who came in the flesh, because they're seeing is believing. They had to believe in something, flesh, something they can see. But in Israelite tradition, there is no nothing you can see. We can't see the Most High. We say that He is a spirit. So even certain things now, even in Islam, I'm using that as an example, where they used to worship Allah as, well, maybe had a statue or something like that they worship. But now, even in them, they'll say that Allah is an unseen God. But they believe that He is a power, higher power, but you cannot see Him. So they don't believe that. So over time, even in a lot of these ancient traditions, things changed to where they had monuments they worshipped and bowed down to, like figurines. But now in a lot of things, we don't have that anymore. So things change. But like I said, man, quit being so doggone closed-minded. Study, research, man. It doesn't mean just because you research certain things and certain things about other cultures and things and their ideas that you're going to start believing. See, that's what some of y'all probably scared of. You're scared to read and study other things because you know how they may say you might get converted. I remember how Els used to say that you're scared you might get converted. And I remember even going back to that school of thought doing Islam. They said, well, only Allah is the one who converts you. Actually, you know, they might say Allah means the Most High, or God is the only one who can convert you. I remember that from Islam. So don't be scared, man. That means if you're scared to research and really study, that shows you have you liking in your faith. Your faith is weak. That's what that actually means. Your faith is weak. You scared to research, man. Come on, man. How do you know? And I'm gonna be honest. How do you know what you really reading is actually the real deal? Somebody get, because like again, like I said, that's why I show y'all all of this stuff. Think, I'm just trying to get y'all to think. I ain't telling you to believe everything that I'm think about it. I'm just trying to get y'all to think. Because like I said, I've been in different schools of thought and all of this type of stuff, man. And I used to believe all this stuff till I started really researching and started looking at stuff, cross-examining it, right? Cross-examining, because people can make you think everything is right. Like we got our brothers out here that teaching, you know, the Messianic community. They say a lot of things. They got a lot of brothers and sisters believing in what they believe in. A lot of us had been there before till we started doing what? Till we did what? We was researching and studying, and now we're no longer into this Messianic, man, these mosquitoes out here, y'all, to this Messianic doctrine like we used to be. Because we had to research, study, examine, cross-examine what was being told. So we're no longer into that anymore. So yeah, I'm not trying to tell people don't believe in the Bible, man. God, come on, y'all. That's what y'all think I be doing on here. But I'm telling you, you have to research and study, because how do you know? Because in the course of slavery, I always want to talk about slavery. This is like me always going to talk about slavery. How the hell you know, right, that things wouldn't change while you was in slavery? Because now remember, right, you weren't able to read. Right? Remember, it was against the law for you to be able to read, so you couldn't be able to have a book. You didn't have no Torah. You didn't have no Tanakh. You didn't have no Bible. Only what the slave master gave you. So how do you know things wasn't changed and put in here and mixed up and switched around? You don't know. You only believing now because you're reading it And hell, how do you know? I'm just have to be honest. How do you know? You believe it because your faith in belief is why you believe. You believe it. Like I said, you believe it. You're putting your faith in it. It's like those, I was talking about the lost gospels and all of these pseudepigraphers. How do you actually know they don't belong inside of the canon you supposed to have? Because they'll tell the Jews to tell you, well, like the Apocrypha, they acknowledge it, the Apocrypha, but they said the canon was closed. The canon had been closed. A reason is not in the Tanakh. So they said it was closed, rather. So that's why they got Hanukkah. They still look at Hanukkah, in far as, and where you find that at? The book of Maccabees. Where's the book of Maccabees in the Apocrypha? So evidently, they acknowledge it. But again, they said the canon was closed. They don't really just say they don't throw it away, because they say it's part of the history. But anyway, y'all, don't be so closed-minded and narrow-minded, man. Damn, I know you said study the Bible, believe in the Bible, but there's other histories that actually will help enrich your understanding of the Bible and understanding the ancient world. Let me say it again. There's other things that, because when you're reading the Bible, you're reading about ancient history. So there's other things that help enrich your knowledge and understanding when reading the Bible that take you back to ancient history, ancient times. So don't be afraid, because you got to understand, because you're going to call these other nations talking about how they were idolaters and all of this. Understand, study, not to study it so you can become a practitioner of what they was into, but you want to understand more about what that culture was doing. So you can, when you're presenting it, because you're going to probably run across somebody who, like I said, Kemet, right? For instance, we just use that. Or even Samaria. I don't know how many of y'all even studied the Sumerian doctrine or the Sumerian culture, which a lot of things that we see in the Bible, they call it Near Eastern culture and traditions. A lot of things in the Bible, which Abraham, because y'all talk about, go back to Abraham. So Abraham knew about a lot of those Near Eastern tradition. What's it called? The Chaldeans, Ur Chaldea. The Chaldeans, y'all remember the Chaldeans? So yeah, you got to go back and look at a lot of this stuff, brothers and sisters. Don't be afraid. Quit being so narrow-minded and closed-minded to study. Study, man. Study history. And it does not mean that you're going to subscribe and start worshiping the deities that they worship and all of this type of stuff. You're just getting you're just reading to get knowledge, to understand, to be a great teacher. If you want to be a teacher, you need to read. You need to be able to study and have an understanding. See, I'm not afraid to study. And I'm not afraid to look at it, because hell, that don't mean I'm going to convert to this, I'm going to convert to that, I'm going to be a Buddhist, I'm going to be a Hindu, because I look at other cultures and what they believe, because y'all want to call them idolaters. I'm just trying to see, what was it they were worshiping? Get an understanding. Why were they worshiping the sun in Kemet? Why were they worshiping the sun? All of these type of things. See, I've been in the Kemetic understanding. I've been into that. I understand Ma'at. I understand the cosmology of Kemet. But hell, I'm still what? I left the Kemetic community. Even though I understand it now, I understand a little bit more now that I left the community, right? But I still have a lot of the books, and I still, from time to time, I might go and read, because my understanding, if I even read the Bible, my understanding get clear. Y'all is always elevating my understanding. Y'all is always elevating my understanding. And a lot of things, man, y'all, I say it, that y'all allowed me to walk through these different schools of thought as a student to become a better teacher. Yeah. Y'all, let me say it again. It's like changing classes in school. Y'all has allowed me to be able to walk through these different schools of thought, to get an understanding, live these different traditions, to get an understanding of what it was to live these traditions, to be a part of these traditions, right? And he's taking me down that path so I can get a true understanding, to be a great teacher. How can one teach unless that one's been taught? So let Yah guide you. We're going to say Yah is our God. He truly is. So don't be scared to let Yah guide you. So you just closed-minded, you're scared to reach, hey, that's on you. That's your prerogative. Like Bobby Brown, that's your prerogative. But don't knock another brother or sister who's really researching, going into things. That's like a brother we was having on one of the other shows we was talking about. He was talking about, and I'm going to hurry up and get out of here. I'm going to make this real short today. And he was talking about all this stuff about the Bible, this, that, and another. And he always bring up, see, every time they want to knock the Bible, they start talking about, then they always want to bring you back to Kemet, right? And I asked him, I said, well, how much of the Sumerian information you ever studied, ancient Mesopotamian or Sumerian information or Near Eastern philosophies and stuff that you ever studied? He said, well, really none. So, okay, see, that is a problem. See, y'all always want to lock us into Kemet, but you ain't studied nothing else. But I was telling him about, because they always want to say somebody stole something. I ain't going to get into that deep today. That's another subject. But they always say somebody stole something and copied this and copied that. And I'm like, I say, hey, man, those people didn't have no copyright laws back there. There was no copyright infringements back then. But like I said, people borrowed different cultures and ideas. And so I'm going to get into that subject probably in another video that we was having on another video. But yeah, man, this thing is deeper than what y'all are seeing, brothers and sisters, because you got the book today. You have this whole collection of books today. They call it a Bible. And when you look at it, and I'm gonna bring up some documents next time, because I'm just sitting out here on my phone. So I'm gonna bring up some documents and show you when they even say the word Bible. And even in Judaism, they would say even they had the word Bible, they'd tell you it just mean a collection of what Bible just mean book, right? And it's a collection of, basically they said, a library of various biblical letters and things, literature. That's what it is. So anyway, yeah, don't be afraid, brothers and sisters. Don't stagnate yourself. Don't be closed-minded. Stop being closed-minded and narrow-minded just because you believe in the Bible or you believe whatever's Tanakh, Torah, I don't care, the Gospels. Stop being damn closed-minded so much. Read, study, understand ancient cultures and civilizations. Quit being afraid, because hell, if some of these civilizations are mentioned in the Bible, hell, you study to see exactly what these people, because if it mentioned Assyrians, shouldn't you look at some, well, let me see more about it, get curious, and damn, well, who were the Assyrians? Let me look at some of this. That don't mean you have to study it so you could be a part of it. That's why you study it, so you won't be, who were the Canaanites? What was the actual Canaanite religion about? It's mentioned in the Bible is that don't be like the Canaanites. So what the hell did they actually believe? Because if we told don't believe as they did, what did they believe? Anyway, because everything is not, and I'm going to say it, I know some of y'all are going to disagree, but everything is not actually in the Bible. Yeah, everything about the Bible ain't in the Bible. Y'all ain't gonna, I know some of y'all ain't gonna agree with that, but that's for you to find out. That's for you to find out. All right, shalom.